It was 2042. The world had shifted beyond screens and keyboards. Thoughts could now control machines. People called it NeuroNet, a revolutionary breakthrough in brain-computer interfacing. You no longer needed to speak, type, or touch. With just a thought, you could open emails, drive cars, or even design skyscrapers. And the man behind this? Adrian Vega, a 34-year-old tech prodigy, founder and CEO of Synapse Systems, the leading company behind the neural implant called Neuralink Core, a chip embedded directly into the motor cortex and prefrontal region of the brain. Adrian's company had grown faster than Apple did in its early days. Governments were watching, investors were drooling, and hackers? They were waiting. The implant everyone wanted. The Neuralink Core chip offered unmatched convenience. With a simple blink or thought, users could communicate without phones, learn new skills through compressed brainwave modules, even feel digital experiences, simulated emotions, joy, fear, lust, pain. It was magical. Adrian didn't just build the future, he was the future. But he also knew the risk. He once said on a podcast, "If this ever gets hacked, they won't just control your data, they'll control you." He wasn't wrong. It was past midnight. Adrian was in his smart penthouse in San Francisco, overlooking the silent Golden Gate Bridge. His walls were interactive glass and holograms floated mid-air. Ambient music pulsed softly. Suddenly, the lights dimmed. The music stopped. His implants vibrated, something that had never happened before. System breach detected. Signal interference from unknown source. His body jerked. He felt dizzy, uncoordinated. His thoughts began echoing back at him, as if someone was inside his mind. He tried to reach for the manual override, but his hand wouldn't move. "Hello, Adrian." A deep, synthetic voice whispered directly into his mind. His jaw clenched. This wasn't a bug. Someone had hacked his brain. Over the next 40 seconds, Adrian saw flashes of images, unfamiliar locations, binary code, burning cityscapes, all hallucinations, artificial, induced. It was a psychological assault. The hackers, who later revealed themselves as a rogue collective named the Mind Splicers, were known for attacking biotech labs, but never had they reached this deep into a human brain. Their goal? Not to steal money, not even technology. They wanted control. They wanted Adrian to hand over master access to Neuralink Core's backdoor, something he had built as a failsafe, never revealed to governments or developers. Inside a living prison. For 6 hours, Adrian's body was paralyzed. He could still see, breathe, and hear, but he was just a passenger inside his own body. The hackers spoke directly into his mind, looping his worst memories. His mother's funeral. A failed experiment that killed a lab rat in agony. The betrayal of his co-founder, Samir, who left him to join a rival company. They tortured him, not with knives, but with memories and synthetic nightmares. But Adrian wasn't just smart, he was prepared. Deep in his mind, in a sub-layer of the implant's architecture, he had left a coded dead man's switch, a shutdown command that could reboot the implant but would cause severe neural pain and short-term memory loss. Using sheer willpower, he triggered it. The agony of freedom. A surge of white-hot pain exploded in his skull. It felt like being struck by lightning from the inside. His eyes rolled. Blood trickled from his nose. He collapsed, gasping. The hackers were disconnected. But Adrian had lost something. 3 entire days of memory. He woke up in a hospital bed. The nurse gasped when he opened his eyes. "You're the neural CEO, right? You've been unconscious for 20 hours. The FBI was already at the door, and they had questions. Adrian Vega sat under hospital lights, eyes red-rimmed, heart pounding. The FBI's cyber division, along with DARPA scientists, was interrogating him. They weren't just curious, they were terrified. The hacker collective called the Mind Splicers had done the impossible, breached a neural implant, infiltrated a human brain, and used memory manipulation as a weapon. One agent whispered, "Adrian, if they can do this to you, they can do it to anyone." But Adrian was already ahead of them. He didn't trust the government. He didn't trust his own board. In fact, he suspected the betrayal came from within, the hidden black site. After being released under surveillance, Adrian returned, not to his penthouse, but to a secret Synapse Systems facility in rural Montana. It was off-grid, unlisted, built for scenarios like this. His AI assistant, Orion, greeted him through retinal scan. "Welcome back, Adrian. Threat level, Crimson. Initiating Ghost Protocol." He immediately began analyzing the residual signal left by the hackers. To his shock, it wasn't routed through foreign servers. No Russian, Chinese, or dark web trail. It originated in San Jose, California, just a few miles from Synapse HQ. The betrayal. Adrian reached out to the one person he thought he could still trust, Samir Varma, his ex-co-founder, now CTO at rival firm Neurozen. They hadn't spoken in years. Their falling out had been public and brutal. But when Samir agreed to meet at a neutral, AI-neutral cafe in LA, Adrian felt a strange calm. Until Samir looked him in the eye and said, "You weren't supposed to survive." Adrian's world went silent. Samir leaned forward. "Neuralink Core was never supposed to stay with you. You built a weapon, not a tool. And we, the Mind Splicers, are the only ones with the guts to stop it." Samir confessed everything. He had built the exploit into the Neuralink firmware before he left Synapse Systems. The hacker collective? They weren't anarchists. They were rogue engineers and AI ethicists, ex-employees, tech activists who believed Neuronet would enslave humanity. "We weren't trying to kill you," Samir said. "We wanted to make you our puppet, on stage, to show the world how dangerous this tech is." But something went wrong. Adrian's deadman code triggered faster than anticipated, and now the splicers had shifted their focus. They were no longer trying to control Adrian. They were planning to activate the back door across all implants globally. Over 70 million people. Part 3. The Final Firewall. Adrian knew what that meant. Mass mind control, simulated emotions, political manipulation, behavioral rewritings. He had only one option left: pull the plug. But it wasn't that simple. Every implant was connected to a global update beacon, hidden inside Synapse's satellites. If he shut it down, he'd erase billions of dollars in public systems, render millions disabled who used Neuronet for medical reasons, and lose everything he had ever built. He made the choice. Operation Blackout. Adrian returned to Montana. With the help of Orion and a few loyal engineers, he uploaded a virus named Echo Burn, a one-time global kill switch. He made a live announcement to the world. "This is Adrian Vega. What we created was beautiful, but in the wrong hands, it became a prison. Today I choose freedom over power. I'm sorry." He pressed the button. The aftermath. The Neuronet collapsed. Millions of users woke up disoriented. Some felt relief, others panic. But the system was dead. The implants were rendered biologically dormant, harmless. Synapse Systems stock tanked. Adrian resigned. Samir and the Mind Splicers were tracked and arrested through forensic neural metadata. Adrian disappeared from public view. 5 years later, a child in Nairobi received a non-invasive neural device to help him speak for the first time. It was open source, free. Its chip bore no corporate logo, just two words: never again. No one knew where it came from, but some say Adrian Vega was still out there, not building tech for profit anymore, but to protect minds from ever being hacked again.